looks like it hasn't been touched since the fire. Mm-hmm. Are you sure you know what you're doing?
For the first time in a long time.
It's going to take a lot of work.
That's right.
And a lot of money.
Well, I plan to do most of the work myself. That way I'll save a lot of bucks.
Great. Are you sure that Buzz wants to sell the place?
Well, sure. Look at him out there. He's selling Christmas trees, trying to pay the rent. It's going to be tickled pink to get an offer from me.
I've got to admit that it is kind of exciting thinking of this place coming back to life.
Yeah. Sure seems better than a wrecking crew turning it into a parking lot, huh?
Yeah.
I had some good times here. Amy had some good times. Some crazy times, too.
What kind of crazy times?
Well, when Amy first got a job here as a waitress, Johnny was still nursing, right? So I used to have to put him on this backpack, and I'd be, you know, whizzing back and forth here every day for feeding time. Oh, man. This place was like a second home to me.
Yeah, I'll bet.
Santana, I spent so many days trying to find the strength to rebuild my life. I just think that if I can rebuild this place, that's going to be the start.
You'll do it. I know you will.
And it feels pretty terrific just to want to try.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Will you stay for lunch?
Well, I hadn't planned on it.
I wish you would. If I have to have another meal by myself, I'm going to scream.
Well, so skip lunch.
I'm serious, Lily. It's really starting to get to me.
What's getting to you?
Let me paint a little picture for you. I wake up in the morning feeling terrific. I come downstairs, fresh as a daisy, and I see СиСи and Ted at the breakfast table. Maybe they're laughing, or СиСi's reading Ted some stupid article off the business page. And anyway, I stand there and I wait for one of them to get up and pull my chair out for me. Neither one of them moves. So I pull out the chair and I sit down and I say, oh, could you pass me the croissants? Neither one of them even gives me a glance. Then suddenly СиСi stands up and says, I'm sorry, Ted. I'll see you later. I got some phone calls to make. Before I know it, Ted's on his feet and he's gone too, and I'm sitting in an empty room all by myself.
Gina, well, I don't blame them.
Oh, don't say that. You don't say to me that I brought it on myself, because that doesn't help. In a minute.
What?
Where are the Christmas cards I was working on?
God, maybe Rosa moved them.
Well, she couldn't have. I obviously wasn't finished addressing them.
Well, I don't know. I'll help you look for them.
This is ridiculous.
Season's greetings, Gina and СиСи Capwell. Well, you must have used a fine quality ink. The signature's not even smudged.
Oh, give me that. I can't believe this. Look at them. They're all ruined.
If you'd done something like that, it was really childish.
Oh, no. It wasn't a child. More likely a would-be wife. I hope you're happy, Sophia.
This urge just overcame me and I couldn't control myself.
Merry Christmas, Gina.
You know, we really shouldn't laugh. When I do something like that, I'm no better than she.
Bite your tongue. You're an entirely different species.
You know what it is? It's feeling powerless. That's what makes me do things that's not like myself.
Well, you're not powerless any longer, I'm afraid.
What do you mean?
Look, I was going to tell you this sooner, but I wanted to sleep on it, give it every consideration it deserves, but darling, I think we finally come up with the weapon that we need.
Weapon? You mean against Gina?
Yes, Mason came up with the idea. I really have to give him credit for it.
Now, Mason has come up with a lot of ideas. We all have.
Tell me, this is it. This is going to get Kelly back. It's going to get us the tape back.
Well, what is it?
It's going to sound extreme.
Come on, СиСi, just tell me what it is.
We have to make Gina believe that Kelly was kidnapped and then killed.
Yeah, I know you didn't want me to come. Yes. Yeah, look, it's a little late, isn't it? I'm here. Besides, it's not all. I've already seen them. They're about 10 feet away from me right this very minute.
Well, I always knew you were beautiful, but these pictures...
They look like someone else, don't they?
Oh, no, they're you. It's you taken in a very special light. I guess that's what good pictures should be.
Well, Nick is a wonderful photographer. Maybe you'll meet him before, if you stick around. I'm sorry. I don't mean to keep pressuring you about staying.
No, forget it.
Well, the important thing is to be happy that you're here now. And I am. I'm very, very happy.
Good.
The only thing that could make me happier would be for you and Pearl to act like brothers again.
Look, my being here has got nothing to do with Michael. Nothing at all right? I want you to remember that. Okay.
Have a seat. You know, when I first saw you up in Big Sur, so many things happened inside of me. First, I thought my eyes were playing tricks on me. And then I was crazy with relief. And then there was suddenly this terrible hurt. I know you told me that you came to get me in the hospital, but I don't understand why you left me there.
Alice, I think it's time to tell you now, because I think that you're strong enough. I'm so proud of you, and the way that you are right now, it's so different than how I saw you the last time.
Last time?
Yeah. See, I climbed up the fire escape to the roof, and then I went down the air shaft to your window, just like we did on that other night.
Well, where was I?
Well, you were in your bed, staring up at the ceiling, and you didn't talk. You didn't know me. So I shook you, and I called your name as loud as I dare call, but nothing. See, my thinking was that I wanted to take you out of there with me, but you couldn't go. You had to stay there. So I left.
The day after he left you in the church, Dr. Rawlings started giving me these injections. I don't know what they were. Something to make me forget what I had seen. Make me forget you.
I was so scared about that, and I was afraid that they were going to see me, and so I ran, you see, and I ran, and I was running away from them, and I was running away from my family, and I was running away from everyone. You see, maybe it's just that I wasn't thinking really, well that night.
It's okay. It's okay, Brian. Brian, listen to me. If I wanted to stay hurt, I could. It's not that hard. Just go back in my mind to pain and the past, and I let it grab hold of me. But the trouble is, if I did that, then I'd have to give up this feeling I have that you and I are on the brink of something new and wonderful. And I would be cheating myself out of my future, just like you're doing with your brother. Brian, I have spent too many years knowing nothing but sadness. And I cannot afford to pass up the chance at something better. Can you?
Oh, no, I wouldn't change much. This place had a very special flavor.
Yeah, I know that flavor, often referred to as seedy.
Seedy.
I'm sorry, I really like the place like that. I never had to worry about getting dressed up.
Well, or making reservations.
Yeah, or finding a waitress to get rid of a fly in the
well, no. There's going to be no wildlife in my food. That's where I draw the line.
That could be your slogan.
Slogan?
You've got the beginning of a great ad campaign. And now all you need is the name of the place.
I got it. It's all set. Johnny's. What do you think of it, huh? Fits?
Amy would be really pleased. So would Johnny.
Tell me something. Why is it around you I can laugh and hurt all at the same time, huh?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Hey, Buzz, let me give you a hand with that. Hang on to that. Okay.
I really must say you make a great Santa.
Well, let me tell you, it's got to be 110 degrees under this beard.
Well, my man, then I think what you need is an early Christmas present to cheer you up.
Yeah?
Buzz, I want to make you an offer on this restaurant.
No kidding.
No kidding.
Oh. It's hard to believe it ever was a restaurant, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes it seems like I just dreamed it.
I'll tell you what, Buzz, I got a few dreams of my own. I sure would like to see them happen.
I can't help but think Amy'd be pleased to know that.
Hey, she is. Now, look, I can't promise you the moon in the way of a down payment. That's the only thing. I don't have a lot of cash, as you know.
Yeah, well, join the club.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what. I got. Yeah. I got $5,000. That's all I've got, and I'm hoping that you can see your way clear to accept that.
I wish I could, Brick. I need at least $15,000 to pay off my bills and my taxes and everything.
All right, if I borrowed 5 and made it 10.
Oh, my accountant says at least 1,500. I got customers waiting for my trees. I hope you understand.
Yeah, sure.
Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Ho, ho, ho.
Ho, ho, ho. Can I be so stupid? I mean, why would he take $5,000? I'm nuts.
No, you're not. Look, Brick, I can lend you a couple of $1,000. Consider me a smart investor.
You've got 1,000,001 uses for the money.
Well, I want to help.
No, I'll figure it out myself. I'll get the money myself.
Now, how?
Hey, I thought you had some Christmas shopping to do or
All
something
right,
like that.
fine. You just want to get rid of me, don't you?
No, no, never. I just want some time to think for myself.
Okay, you go ahead and think. But I want you to know that your credit is good with me anytime. Interest-free.
Interest-free?
Yeah.
Santana, you'll make a lousy loan shark.
Well, maybe to you, but some people think that I'm a tough cookie, huh?
Bye.
You're talking about staging a very dangerous crime. From 1,000 miles away, it's too horrible to risk it.
We will choose our people very carefully. We'll go through every little nuance before we set anything into motion.
СиСи, the police have been waiting for Kelly to surface for so long now. If we do this kidnapping thing, there's going to be all kinds of publicity. The police will get involved, and all of a sudden there'll be some sort of dramatic police raid to thwart the kidnappers that could end up in a shooting. Now, she could be hurt. At least the thing we know right now that she's safe.
Darling, her safety is important to me as it is to you. Now, the people I will hire will protect her at all costs.
I don't know.
Just listen to me a second. This whole operation is designed to go very quickly to allow the least amount of errors. Don't you understand that? The people we hire will take Kelly to a place that we know about. Then we'll send ourselves ransom notes requesting an absurd amount of money. Then all of a sudden we'll pretend to be distraught all the while Gina's taking this in. And all of a sudden, the kidnappers panic. And Kelly is killed. And then we find some kind of way of getting verification.
You know what you're asking me to do? You're asking me to act out the death of my child.
So we can get our child back home, so she doesn't have to go on living for the next 4 or 5 months, cut off from her life, from her family, from her friends, the way she's been going on for the last 5 months.
I know that.
Darling, if we end this thing early, don't you think it's worth it to her and to ourselves?
You know, СиСи, some people use their children as excuses. They use their illnesses. They don't want to have dinner with the neighbors, so they just say, my 3-year-old has a cold. Now, I never did that. I was too superstitious. I would never say that Kelly or Ted or Eden was sick when they weren't, because I was afraid I would wake up the next day and they would be sick. And now we are talking about the same thing, death.
Now, listen to me very carefully. Because superstition is a luxury we can ill afford at this time. So just put that out of your head.
Don't you think it's like we're tempting fate?
All I care about right now is we want to get our daughter back, and that's what we're going to do.
Honey, will you give me some time to think about this?
Of course I will. Don't be afraid.
Let's go.
Allow me.
Well, if it isn't our mountain man, what is it that's torn you away from your solitary confinement?
Well, I just thought I'd come down and see if civilization had progressed ever since I saw it last.
And have we?
Well, I don't know. It seems like there's the same old getting and spending going on to me.
I don't suppose your visit here has anything to do with Pearl?
Look, don't you think that you've interfered enough in that area?
It's just a simple question.
Okay, the simple answer is no. My being here has nothing to do with Michael, and I think that that is going to be the last time we talk about him.
Fine. May I have my wallet, please?
Oh, this is a pretty picture of you. Who's the lady who's next to you?
It's my sister, Maddie.
Maddie.
Short for Madeline.
Oh, she's older than you, isn't she? Does she live in Santa Barbara also?
She used to. We're both from Boston, like you.
Oh, is she there now?
Madeline's dead. She died a few months ago.
Oh, I'm sorry. You know, my big mouth. You probably were very close to her, huh?
Yes, we had our moments, but actually we were quite different. Madeline was what you would call socially refined, overly refined maybe. Let's just say that she might not be very comfortable in your cabin.
Well, not many people are.
Well, it was nice to see you, and for whatever reason you're here, I hope you have a nice stay.
Thanks. Listen, you know, one more time, I'm really sorry if I brought up any sad memories. It takes a long time to get over the death of someone who's close to you, especially if it's murder.
Unfortunately, Buzz couldn't accept Bric's offer. He needs at least another $10,000. See, that's why I came to you, Sophia. I thought maybe you might be able to help.
Well, there's absolutely nothing I'd like more. I'm just thrilled that Brick has finally found something he wants to do.
Well, he has so many wonderful ideas. I'm sure that he could do very well with them if he only had the chance.
Well, he's a born manager. I'll never forget the job he did at the casino.
Yes, that's right. You see, he's had very good experience. I mean, if he had the chance, he works hard.
Santana, you don't have to sell me on my son. I know how terrific he is. And I would give a check to him right now for the full amount if I thought for a minute that he'd accept it. But he's very proud. I don't think he wants anything from us.
Well, I know that he's had some problems with СиСи, but if he thought the money just came from you...
I don't think it'd make any difference to him. But I'll tell you what, I'm really going to try. Do you know where he is right now?
I left him back at Buzz's place. He might still be there.
Let's go.
Okay.
Knew that was coming.
Okay, here we go.
Now, this really wasn't necessary, Mr. Wallace. I'm a loan officer, not an engineer.
I realize that, sir, but I want you to see for yourself what I'm talking about here, the reasons that I want to buy this place.
I can't imagine.
Well, you got to imagine beyond the damage, obviously. Now, imagine this: we've got some fishnets hanging over here, maybe a couple of lanterns and stuff, a lot of sawdust on the floor.
I really don't.
And I come to you to take your order, and I tell you that I've got the best oyster stew on the whole California coastline, and you believe me. You know why? Because you can smell that beautiful briny aroma coming in from the kitchen. Hey, close your eyes for a second.
Now, Mr. Wallace,
humor me. Just close your eyes. Okay. Now, besides that delicious aroma, there are other things to tempt the senses, all right? There's an ocean breeze coming in through the window. Sounds of masts rattling away in the marina. This place is going to pay for itself in the first 2 months of operation, I guarantee it.
I'm sorry, Mr. Wallace.
Brick.
Mr. Wallace, the bank's positions on restaurant loans is very clear.
And what's that?
We're not giving any at the time. That's a very high failure rate. And in these precarious times...
I'm not playing the bill.
You can check out other lending institutions or come back and see us in a couple of months. Policies change with the economy.
Policies? Forget the policies. I'm talking about a surefire thing here, sir. All I need is $10,000. That's it.
I'm sorry, sir. But at this point in time, the answer has to be no.
You just cheated yourself out of the finest oyster stew I can make. Just try to get yourself a table here on a Saturday night.
I didn't mean to startle you.
Oh, didn't you?
It's just that the pieces, they fit together so perfectly. And you told me about that murder up in the cabin, you know, the wealthy socialite, and I'd been thinking since then that you knew all of the details so perfectly. And I know that you told me that you had read about it, you'd read about the case in the newspapers, but I thought that you had lived it.
Well, I did live it. And it was very painful. And I wasn't able to talk to anyone about it for a long, long time. In fact, you're the first person that I've even tried to discuss it with.
Why me?
Because you didn't really know me. Because you wouldn't ask questions that could hurt. And I could pretend to be clinical and cold about it as if it had happened to someone else and you wouldn't even suspect.
I never did solve the mystery, did I? There's a lot of suspects, but there was no clear front runner. Now, if I could just remember...
No, don't even waste your time. I mean, we've had investigators on the case for months now.
Well, that's all the better. I mean, besides, I'm a writer, a mystery writer for a living. Do you remember that? And it would be crazy for me to ignore something that was right underneath my nose, especially if it involved someone that I knew.
Well, I guess there's no stopping you, huh?
Okay, so the prime suspect was the woman's husband. So your sister was married.
Yes. The man's name was David Laurent, but there wasn't enough evidence against him, so charges were dropped and he's free.
Huh? But you think that he did it?
No, I don't think so, but then I'll never know.
Okay, the next one was the husband's mistress. What was her name?
Sheila Carlisle.
And the third one was a businessman who had had some dealings with your sister, business deals.
Yes.
Well, what was his name?
Lionel Lockridge.
Lockridge. I'm living in an apartment above his garage, Alice's guardian.
Lionel didn't kill my sister. If Lionel was a killer, my Uncle СиСи would have bitten the dust long ago.
So we move on to the next.
Who was the district attorney, or should I say the ex-district attorney, because he resigned a little while ago. And if you want to know my personal favorite, he's it.
Why?
Because he, too, was having an affair with my sister.
Oh, good grief. Well, Madeline certainly,
Got around. No.
Now, do you have any evidence of this affair?
Pictures. There were incriminating pictures that I have of him and my sister together. I still have them.
You have them in your possession?
Yes.
Well, why didn't you turn them in for evidence?
Well, they don't prove that he killed my sister. I think that he was afraid that she'd go public with their relationship and jeopardize his career. I'm keeping a close watch on him.
Okay, so there was one more suspect, wasn't there? He was a chauffeur or butler or something.
That's right, but I can't talk about him.
Why not?
Because you've made it perfectly clear that you don't want his name mentioned.
I've made it clear. Michael, my brother, was accused of murder.
He was our chauffeur at the time. He was the one who found the body.
Oh, good God. The plot thickens.
Yes, and it's not your plot. It really happened. And I don't appreciate you treating it as though it's some kind of a parlor game.
Oh, whoa, wait a minute. You were the one who started that from the first time that I met you. Why didn't you tell me in the first place that the victim was your sister?
I told you. I thought that I was distanced from it enough, but it's still too close and too painful. And I'd really appreciate if we could stop talking about it, okay?
Okay. Look, just one more question, all right?
What?
Well, you were never on the list of suspects, were you?
Me?
No, I mean, the police, they probably question you. I mean, they do that with all family members.
Yes, they questioned me, but mostly about David Laurent. No one ever seriously suspected that I would kill my sister before you.
Well, wait a second, Courtney, don't misunderstand me. I'm not accusing you of anything. I just want to find out what ground was covered in this investigation, that's all.
I miss her so much.
Look, I'm sure that this must be frustrating for you. You know, to find out that the killer hasn't been brought to justice, but I'll tell you something. If you will let me work with you on this, I will rectify that situation and it will not turn into any...
No, Brian, thank you. But I don't see that there's anything that you can do that the police haven't already done.
Okay, but wait a minute. I mean, they don't know about the photographs that you have, and maybe that you have, you know, some other things that you have never told them about because they didn't have any bearing on the case at all. So if you and I, if we would just work together on this, we could...
No, Brian, please, you're asking me to dredge up the worst thing that's ever happened in my life. To relive it step by step. That's not going to bring Maddie back.
Aren't you concerned about justice here?
Yes, what I'm more concerned about right now is my own peace of mind. Now, for my family and for myself, just leave it alone.
I told Santana that I'd find a way to handle this myself.
Don't be angry with Santana. She wanted to share the good news. She thought we'd want to hear, and she was absolutely right. I'm just thrilled to know about these plans.
You know, I saw what you accomplished at the casino after Dylan Hartley left it in the shambles. I have no doubt you could take this place, turn it around, build it up in no time, and turn a profit in 2 weeks.
It's nice to finally hear a vote of confidence.
We'd like to give you more than that.
We'd like to invest.
No. No, thanks. I don't need any kind of a partnership. This is my own project and maybe my son's one day.
Then how about one or the both of us lending you the money, if that's what you prefer, huh?
Brick, we'd like to share this with you. You'd be doing me a favor.
I really don't think it's a good idea. Thanks a lot.
Well, where in the world are you going to go? The bank? They're a little stingy about giving me money for new restaurants, you know.
I heard.
Look, You've got the drive and the energy to make this thing work. If you're going to wait for the traditional arrangement, you're going to wait a long time. I can put the money in your hands today.
Brick!
Look, I just don't want your conscience money. Do you understand? Do you understand what I'm trying to do here? I want to get back some kind of sense of myself. I want to do something that's going to give me some kind of pride, some self-respect, and I can't do that if I'm depending on you.
He tries to help somebody, and look what happens.
Well, I'm in his debt. If he hadn't pushed you out of the way, you would have been killed.
Came out of nowhere.
He's breathing.
Good.
Ah, thank God they're here. It's gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay. You've made yourself a friend, Elsie. Excuse me. Your mother isn't working here today.
Yes, I know.
Well, what the hell are you hanging around for?
I came to see Brandon.
Oh, come on. I'm not going to discuss that with you. Just go.
No, the maid has already gone to get him. He knows that I'm here.
I'll tell him something came up and you had to leave.
Gina, it's almost Christmas. I just want to take him to see Santa Claus, that's all.
I'm going to take him myself this weekend.
I'll bring him back in a couple of hours.
I'm not going to set any time limits with you, Santana, because Brandon's not going anywhere, and that's that. Why do you keep doing this to yourself? You want me to get a restraining order?
No, why? What harm is it going to do for me to spend a few hours with him?
Please, don't make me say it.
Say what?
You're a bad influence on him. You think I'm going to let Brandon get in the car with a drug user?
Oh, my God.
I figure you must be back on pills if you've got the nerve to pull something like this.
Now, I haven't taken a pill since I've gotten out of the hospital, and how dare you accuse me of being dependent on those drugs when you're the one who got me hooked on them?
Oh, yeah? I suppose you blame me for your affair with Keith Timmons as well. Well, as long as you're blaming people, tell me who pushed you into his arms. Was it me? Who was it? I'd like to know.
I would never have gotten involved with him if I hadn't have been so half-crazed from those drugs. They were poison, and so were you.
This is my house now, Santana, and I don't have to listen to this from you or anybody else. So maybe I'll just call a certain somebody. You wouldn't want Brandon to see you being taken out of here by the security guards now, would you? Well, what are you waiting for?
You should have stayed locked up in that pig pen, Gina. You seem right at home with all the other swine.
God, I should have told Sophia not to stand there, man.
No. I should have roped this area off days ago. I'm just glad nobody got hurt worse. I wish I could sell this place. Insurance is killing.
Hello, Brick.
Yeah, that's her. Her and her people are the ones that caused all the trouble.
I'm sure she wouldn't mind if I don't stick around.
Yeah, I think Buzz has got a real good idea.
No, wait a minute. I came here to congratulate you.
What?
Well, I heard that you're trying to buy this place and build it back up again.
Who told you that?
I heard Santana talking to СиСи and Sophia.
Oh.
I think it's a wonderful idea. Amy would be so proud.
Look, do me a favor, please. Don't ever say her name again, especially not here. How would you know what she would or wouldn't feel?
I'm just trying to wish you well.
I'm touched. And I guess you're just dying to pick up a hammer and some nails and help everybody make it nice and clean again so that everyone will forget that if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't have to rebuild this place in the first place, right? Well, I'm one person that's not going to forget. And I don't want you to set one foot in this place now or in the future. Understand? Sometimes I think you've jinxed it forever.
Why do you say that?
Sophia nearly got killed here this afternoon. I mean, walls collapsed, some guy showed up and helped her just in time. I don't know.
She's all right now.
Yeah, what do you care?
Brick, I have feelings too. I'm not out to harm anybody. Not Sophia and certainly not you. Please, just give me one more chance. I need your forgiveness.
You are bad luck to me, lady. And I think I've had my fill, and I'm going to ask you, no, I'm going to demand from you to keep your distance.
Thank you. I'll call again.
What did the hospital say?
Apparently he hasn't regained consciousness yet.
Oh, that's not a good sign.
No, his vital signs are stable. He has a slight concussion. They're optimistic.
Hoping I could find something in this jacket. We could just get an address or something because I know his family will be worried.
They checked his wallet at the hospital. There's no driver's license.
Oh, look. Oh, it's an address book. The name Jeffrey Conrad and his address and a phone number.
Jeffrey, him?
Mm-hmm. Now, if he doesn't live alone, maybe I can get some information.
Hello.
Hello, I'm calling in reference to Jeffrey Conrad. To whom am I speaking?
Oh, can you tell me this? Is he all right?
Well, actually, he's been in an accident, but he is all right. He's in the hospital, but the doctor says he's fine.
Oh, dear God. Well, what kind of an accident was it?
He was in an old building here in Santa Barbara, and part of the roof collapsed. Actually, he was trying to get me out of the way, and he did, and I'm very grateful, but he was injured. But like I said, he's in the hospital, and they said he's not in imminent danger. I'll be glad to give you the name and the number of the hospital.
Oh, that's very good of you. Let me get a pen. May I know whom I'm talking with?
Yes, of course. I'm terribly sorry. This is Sophia Armonti. Sophia Capwell Armonti.
I told you, lady, I'm not taking anything from you.
Look, it's for Brick. It's the rest of the down payment, $10,000.
Does he know anything about this?
No, and I want to keep it that way. Look, you can tell him the money came from... No, wait a minute. Wait, you don't have to tell him anything. Just say you'll accept his offer for $5,000. The important thing is that he doesn't find out the money's from me.
Why?
Because he'd never accept it.
Then I probably shouldn't either.
Look, you just be punishing Brick. And yourself. I mean, wouldn't you love to see this place be alive again?
Now, don't ask stupid questions.
Well, then take the money. God knows it's the least I can do.
All right. Suppose I should thank you.
No, I'm the one who's thankful. We'll never know how much.
Dress.
Is it too much for a picnic?
Picnic.
We didn't have a picnic basket on the roof of the hospital. But you smuggled up the most amazing food. I don't understand how you did that.
Well, whenever I had a little extra money, I just bribed the cook.
You created the perfect hideaway for us. There was music, wine, food.
My gosh. I haven't heard that in so long.
Even when I stopped talking, when I shut the whole world out, I could still hear the music in my head. And when I would lie down at night, I would play it over and over again, and I'd see your face in my mind. Do you remember the first time we heard this together?
I think so.
It was summer, And there were more stars in the sky than I had ever seen.
I remember.
There were some... You remember?
I remember, yeah.
Well, I wish we could have stayed there forever. And when morning had come, we would fade away just like the stars. And then at night, we'd come out again, and the music would begin, and it would be just like the night before. And the night before that.
You know, stars don't stay the same night after night. They change and they move. That's just like life.
I've changed.
I know that.
So have you. But something about right now feels the same.
It's the music.
No, it's not. It's here. Hold me, Brian. Let me feel your heart.
What's going on around here? The phone's ringing off the hook. It was the hospital. They called. They wanted to talk to СиСи.
A young man saved me from an accident a few hours ago. However, he was injured, and we've asked the hospital to call with updates on his condition.
Well, he must be new in town. I mean, if he was stupid enough to come to your rescue.
Excuse me, please.
Wait a minute. You owe me an apology.
I beg your pardon.
You did it, didn't you? You drowned my Christmas cards. What was next? Were you going to assassinate all the ornaments?
No, Gina, actually, we were thinking of stringing you with lights and setting you out front just for a novelty.
I suppose you think this is all very funny.
No, I don't. I don't think any of it is funny at all.
There's someone else who doesn't. Brandon. He's not very amused at all. No, he's really rather miserable.
Well, I think you better look to yourself, because СиСи and I have shown him all the love and affection that he's been used to.
Well, so have I. But all he ever hears around here is everybody fighting. He says he hears us when we don't even realize it.
My God, you're probably right.
Of course I am. And when we're not fighting, we're so tense. The air is so tense you could cut it with a knife. He's a very sensitive child.
Little late for you to think of that, isn't it, Gina?
Sophia, isn't there something we could do about it?
No, I don't think so. I think we all just have to hang by your fingernails until this 5 months of yours is over. And then, Gina, СиСi and I can give that little boy the kind of home life he deserves.
You are not getting Brandon when the 5 months are up. It's in the deal. I'm not giving him up again. I'd rather die first.
Shh. Didn't you just tell me that he can hear things? Don't you think you should be quiet?
Can't we try being civil to each other? For Brandon's sake.
We can try, but it has to work both ways. Talk to the hospital. That boy Jeffrey, they seem to think he'll come around pretty soon.
Good, good. At least we have some good news today.
You know, I think that it could have been you.
I know, baby. Just promise me one thing, then.
What?
That you just never let me out of your sight.
Agreed.
Alice, I can't.
You used to want to be close to me. Remember before you left that night we had on the roof all night long?
I remember.
You wanted to make love to me, didn't you?
Oh, yes. I did very much.
You said I was beautiful.
You were.
I'm not beautiful to you anymore?
No. You are. See, I've changed. I'm a very different person now. And my caring for you is different. It's now become more friendship. See?
I have friendships with people, Brian. Like with Jane and Caroline and Lionel. I need to go beyond that now. I need someone to love me.
You will. You'll get that. You'll have 100 guys who will want to love you. If you want that, you can have that.
I don't want 100 guys to love me. I want you. I made myself strong and well and even happy. I made myself forgive terrible things that should never have happened. I taught myself so many things. I made up my mind that I would have a future just as good as anybody else's. I did all that. Why can't I make you want me again?
Alice, I'm Sorry.
No.
Brick, you can't think of it as СиСи's money. You have to think of it as Sophia.
Santana, I don't want anybody's money. I want to do it my way, on my own.
You're not angry at me for talking with Sophia, are you?
No, I'm too mad with Lily to be angry with you.
Really? Now, what did she do?
She had the gall to show up here. Believe that? To find her standing here was like when they found Amy's body all over again.
Oh, Brett.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you came back. I just tried to call you.
Call me? Why?
Well, I wanted to tell you, I just got through talking to my accountant. He says I can accept that $5,000 down after all.
What? What?
I'll take the down payment you offered.
Wait, you told me you needed $15,000?
Wait a minute. He's offering the place to you.
I know you'll take care of it, and I know your heart's in the right place, and that's what's matter.
Oh, man, you got a deal, Buzzy. You got a deal. Yeah. Yeah.
What do you think? You didn't tear it up. Does it mean you'll go along with it?
I hate it. I absolutely hate it, but I think it's a chance we have to take.
What made you change your mind?
Talking to Gina. She's right. When she was talking about Brandon, the atmosphere around here is so bad that even he feels suffocated, so I guess we have to do anything we can to make this time shorter. Oh, baby, just promise me again Kelly's gonna be all right.
I give you my solemn, sacred vow. She'll be fine.
Travel to the exotic world of Australia's rainforest with a man who has devoted his life to taking its pictures. Tonight on NBC Nightly News.
Then on The Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson, join Johnny and his guests, actor James Garner and jazz vocalist Bobby McFerrin.